All right, one bar. Let's get to this next topic because there's a lot of interesting matchups in this game. And I just talked about one, which was this defense and our offense. Now, a lot of confidence in the 49ers offense, but last year they were certainly stifled by a unit that doesn't have a lot of talent. Now, to be fair, last year the 49ers were without Trent Williams and they were without Deebo Samuel. This year they'll be without Christian McCaffrey, most likely, although he's trying to play. I hope that he doesn't. That aside, chances are he's out. But the defense is extremely well coached by Flores, very, very aggressive, and they've made a lot of upgrades, as you talked about earlier. That's a matchup I'm very curious to watch overall, your defense versus our offense, and in particular, our offensive line, and how do they match up with a heavy blitz package and simulated pressures. But what matchups are you looking forward to? Let's start this way. Give me one matchup that you're worried about going into this game for the Vikings, and then we'll go positive, and you can give me a matchup that you're confident in. I want to take a second to shout out today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Promo code LSS. Link is in the description. Right now, Underdog Fantasy has a promotion where if you use my promo code, you will get 50% deposit match up to $1,000 and one free pick. An example of a free pick was week 1, Travis Kelce, 1 yard gained. If you added him to any of your slips, you were an automatic winner on that pick. And you can play daily fantasy, weekly fantasy, yearly fantasy, all best ball style. Choose over unders, whatever it is that tickles your fancy. And the best part is they give you a chance to flex your picks. That means if you do a 3 pick and you're not that confident, you can hit on 2 and you come out a winner. Shout out to Underdog for always being a great sponsor. And remember, supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah, I mean, I already said it. It's our interior offensive line going against your D line. Not only the fact that that you guys are going to get after it, you guys are going to eat in the middle. I feel confident with Darius and O'Neal on the outside. They're going to take care of business there. But when you guys are bringing it up in the middle, we're going to be in trouble. Garrett Bradbury has always been an issue. You can push him around, no problem. So that's going to be the biggest issue, which continues on to the next issue because of that is Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold, what's he going to do under pressure? What's he going to do? What's he going to do when he's got guys in his face? Because last week, I mean, they were bringing the pressure, but he had time. So this is going to be, like I said earlier, this is going to be our first glimpse of Sam Darnold, maybe a little bit under pressure and how he's going to handle that. So that's a 2-for-1 right there. You guys are going to be bringing the pressure, and then what does Darnold do? So that's the biggest one, no doubt. 100%. That's the biggest issue. The other side of one other issue quick is our secondary. I mean, we got Gilmore. We got some other guys back there. Byron Murphy had a good game. Shaq Griffin. I mean, if this secondary was in 2019, we would have we would be loaded. We would win the Super Bowl. But the fact is, it's 5 years later. So we're gonna get tested. We don't know what to expect. We had Daniel Jones throwing the ball last week. That doesn't count. That doesn't matter. So they could have not even showed up, and they would have looked good. So this is going to be their first test, a very new unit, and they're going to get one hell of a test out there against your guys. So that's very scary.
That, it's interesting that you said that, because that's exactly what I was saying. I was like, gosh, damn, if this was like 2019, you know how good that secondary would be. Shaq Griffin's on the team. I didn't even know he was still in the NFL, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know that there's like the matchup that I'm most worried about, I also talked about, which is just really Jake Brendel and how he calls out the protections versus the heavy blitz team. But a matchup I'm curious about, and I was curious about it last week, and the 49ers did a great job of passing the test big time, which was how would they hold up against the run? Eric Armstead's no longer on this team. Dre Greenlaw's out up the middle. Hufanga was out. Now, Hufanga might play, but no matter what, Greenlaw's still out. We do still have new guys that are replacing Eric Armstead, who was one of the better run stuffers. And I know it looked good last week, but I also feel like last week they did the 49ers a lot of favors. They were trying to bounce it outside way too much. They were trying to get cute. They weren't just willing to run the rock up the middle. And we've seen Aaron Jones have a really, really good day very recently against the San Francisco 49ers. So can the 49ers do it again? Now, if the 49ers come in and hold Aaron Jones, I'll be completely sold on this run defense. No more questions, because it's like Breece Hall, then Aaron Jones, two completely different run schemes. I mean, there's nothing more than to buy into it. So not that I'm worried about the run defense, more curious about the run defense. I just double or nothing, right? You did it once. All right, cool. Double or nothing. Or give me the prove it. We're playing a game of pig. Let me see you prove that shot again to believe it. That's where I'm at with it. So
you're telling me when you're playing pig, you actually make them prove it, huh?
Oh, always. Yeah, of course.
Damn, old school. I like that. I like that. Hell yeah. I never.
All right, give me something. Yeah, dude, it's so much pressure. Like, and it's always like the most ridiculous shot ever. It's like, prove it. Give me something you're confident in, man. I know there's got to be something you're feeling good about. Don't play coy with me, because last year you were just shucks, we're just happy to be here at Kirk Cousins, and then you beat us. And the 49ers haven't been able to win in Minnesota in like 30 years. It's insane. So there's got to be something you're confident in. Give that to me.
I'm excited for Justin Jefferson. You guys didn't get to see him last year. You're going to see him this. You're going to see him this year, and you're going to see hopefully a ton of them. Jefferson, he was pretty quiet last week. I mean, he was like 4 for 55 and a score or whatever. That's nothing. That's usually the first quarter for Justin Jefferson. So I don't care what you guys do. Justin Jefferson is not going to want 54 yards or whatever it was. He wants 125. He wants 2 scores. So Jefferson's going to be getting after it. If Jordan Addison could light you guys up last year, Jefferson's he's gonna bring it. So Jefferson for sure. And then I'm gonna go back to my standard is the edge rushers. They're whoever it might be. I feel that this group every week somebody else is going to blow up. Like Patrick Jones had 2 sacks last week. Ginkel had 1. Turner had 1. Every week somebody's going to get that 2-3 sacks, and they're going to get after it. And this week, I think Dallas Turner is the rookie who I already just completely fills my heart how good this dude is. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get a couple sacks. And I love everything about that. And one under the radar guy that one matchup is Hawkinson. I mean, Hawkinson's a completely different beast. He had 11 receptions last year, but Johnny freaking Munt is kind of our next guy. And he's weirdly actually pretty good at catching the ball. He's good out there making routes. He makes some tough catches. So Johnny Munt is a guy to keep an eye on. And I like that matchup as well, but Aaron Jones, you already said it. That's number one. And you said it perfectly, is that he already tore you guys a new one last year. I mean, it was very recent. And our offensive line is better than the Packers. Granted, they got Jordan Love. They got a better quarterback and more to worry about. But Aaron Jones is such a breath of fresh air. And last year, we had Alexander Madison when we faced the 49ers. I don't think he had over 50 yards. I would be shocked if he had over 50 yards. So this is a whole nother wrinkle. And that's what I love about this game is last year we shouldn't have beat you guys. I don't know how. I don't know why. I'm glad we did. But our team's almost set up better this year to beat you guys, which will probably mean we'll get our ass kicked. So we'll see. But like it just works that way. So Aaron Jones, if he can't get it going, we're done. We're done.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. You're definitely gonna have to be able to control the ball in the run game. And I think Aaron Jones, I mean, we know Aaron Jones can do it because he just did it. He's got to do it on a new team. Some matchups I'm confident in. I'm definitely confident in the secondary versus everybody but Jefferson, right? Jefferson's his own beast, but without Addison, I know Naylor's a good player, but, you know, he's the third guy. He should be the third guy. And then, you know, Munt's also a good player, but Fred Warner is the best of the best. So I feel really good about those matchups without Hawkinson, without Addison in there. And then the run game again. I know that Mason had a come out party last week. We've been waiting for this for 3 years. We've been calling him Marshawn Lynch, reincarnated in a 49er uniform. And I think everybody saw that last week. I'm very confident that he'll be able to come out. I'm not expecting what he did last week necessarily, but I think he can get 100 and help this team out as well. So very confident in him. And one thing I'll say is, as bad as the offensive line can be in pass protection, they're very, very good in run blocking. And that's where the bread's buttered for San Francisco. They want to run the ball. Mason is a different kind of back. and he wears defenses down. So I'm looking forward to that matchup as well.